Server 17 once again. This is my Zoe 2 Extreme Difficulty video walkthrough. This is the boss fight against Ardjet, who's been possessed by the Viola AI. So what you have to do in this fight is pretty simple, but it takes a long time to do on this difficulty because when you're draining the virus, it just doesn't do enough damage to the virus bar. And I made a mistake at the beginning of this video because I still had Gauntlet on instead of grabbing her. And I was experimenting to see if you could grab her in some recovery animations, but you can't. So the strategy is simple. When she goes to attack you, you have to time the attack with your own attack so that you clash. If you do this, I think 4 times you'll knock her back. 1, oh she beat me up, 2, 3, yeah, the 4th attack knocks her back, then you can grab her and Jehuti will start to drain the virus bar. Once you've done that, she'll do the sarcophagus laser, and then you want to dash away from it and then go back in and repeat. This is more a test of your reflex and of your patience than anything else because it takes a long time and the timing is quite precise, because if you don't do the timing right you will damage Ardjet, and Ardjet will die if you hurt her too much, and you'll fail if she dies. Also, if you fuck up the succession of slashes, so you don't do 4 in a row, she'll dash away and she'll do a move, and then you'll have to begin from the start again sometimes. Like just then, you notice I cocked up and then she did that move instead. So it needs to be 4 clean hits and you just need to repeat it. But the problem, once again, is doing it. Because the camera is not on your side and the last hit she does is generally delayed, I've noticed. So be careful of the last one, it can kind of be a bit of a doozy. But other than that, this boss fight is simple and it's boring, which is a shame, because if the AI drained as fast as it did in like normal, this would probably be quite a fun and simple fight, but it doesn't. They just make it so that you have to do the parrying a million times, and you know, it wasn't difficult or fun the first time, let alone when they make you do it 20 times in one fight. So it's a very interesting notion of difficulty. But in between the previous video and this one, I did some googling to find out why I was calling Neith, or Neith as it's apparently pronounced, but I'm not going to pronounce it like that because yeah, it's too ingrained at this point. And the reason I was calling her that is Viola's orbital frame is called Neith on the very first game, so I must have just, you know, had it committed to memory by the time I played this one, even though technically it's just an AI in a very similar runner. What am I on about? In a very similar frame, sorry. But I like this fight. So unnecessary. Like, that's one of the things. I would rather do the one before this, where I had a whole bunch of trouble because it was bullshitty, than something that is like this, that takes a long time but isn't challenging. Because the cool thing about the previous fight is, as much as you can die in about 5 seconds, if you get a really lucky series of events, you can kill her in about 5 seconds. Because, for instance, you know, she dashes towards you, you beat her up with a clod for a bit, you then get 2 consecutive combos in and a burst slash, and then she's stuck up against the wall, you can finish her with Gauntlet. And it can work that way. It's just, you know, it doesn't sometimes, and if it doesn't, it can be hell. But it's more fun than this. Just hugging her, hoping for the best. So I'll probably give you an update of where I am in the game. I've just got to Inhert, which is the boss that gives you the ability to use zero shift, although the program doesn't activate immediately, which would be nice. I'm not too sure how I'm going to fight him, because if I'm completely honest, I didn't have a good strategy against him. I just chase him on the first phase and beat him up, and then on the second phase I just dodge and then beat him up, and I don't think that's going to be possible on Extreme. I think I'm going to have to figure out some cheeky way of doing it. Then after him there's the Baram fleet, which I don't know. There's a part of me that's kind of worried because you've got to take down 5 airships without a checkpoint, but at the same time, as long as I don't get hit by the lasers, the cheeky turret, I'm pretty comfortable that I can wisp all the enemies that turn up. And, you know, as long as I play smart, I don't get hit by any of the main cannons, because they will one-shot you. I don't think it'll be too bad, but at the same time, it can be bad, and I just don't want to accept it at the moment. But after him, or after that encounter, there's Zakat, which has never been a tough boss, but who knows, maybe this is the time it turns into an absolute dick. And then there's the Vasilia defense mission, which, when I played on hard, I was never under threat at any real moment. The Levs were, but I wasn't. I don't think you fail if all the Levs die. I hope you don't, because that could actually turn into something quite challenging then. And then after that you've got Zero Shift, so it's smooth sailing until Anubis. And then Anubis is a bastard, and he's probably going to be the hardest boss in the game. And then there's Alman Anubis, who's pretty simple. And then we're done. And my rental service is sending me Spec Ops: The Line and Sniper Elite. Is it Sniper Elite V2 or whatever it's called? So 2 interesting shooting games that you're going to be seeing some content from. So look forward to those. And thank you for watching. You take care now.